Title: A poor mechanic helped a freezing woman. Her goodbye card changed his life forever. Jack Miller was the kind of man people often overlooked. The type of person who blended into the backdrop of small-town America. He ran a tiny auto repair shop on the outskirts of Jasper, Wyoming, just off the two-lane road that wound through the snowy plains like a forgotten ribbon. His garage, a modest red brick building with a faded sign that read Jack's Auto, had been in his family for 2 generations, but Jack never expanded, never advertised, never asked for more than he needed. What he lacked in wealth, he made up for in honesty, warmth, and a devotion to fixing what others considered beyond repair, be it cars or hearts. At 47, Jack lived alone in a cabin behind his garage with his aging Labrador, Duke. His routine rarely changed. He woke up at dawn, made coffee so strong it could wake the dead, gave Duke a pat on the head, and opened the garage. By 8 a.m., he was elbow-deep in engines, always with classic rock humming on a dusty radio perched on a shelf. Jasper's population barely scraped 2,000, and business was usually slow in the winter, but Jack never turned anyone away, especially not someone in need. It was the coldest winter Jasper had seen in decades. Snow had fallen relentlessly for days, turning the town into a postcard scene of white desolation. It was on one of these bone-chilling nights, just a week before Christmas, that Jack's life took a turn he never saw coming. He had just finished working on a rusted-out Chevy pickup and was about to lock up when headlights appeared in the distance, flickering like a dying star. A black luxury sedan rolled to a stop outside his garage, steam hissing from the hood. He could barely make out the figure inside until the door opened, and a woman stumbled out, clutching her coat around her. "You okay?" Jack asked, rushing outside as the wind howled. She nodded, teeth chattering. "My car, it just died. No cell service. I saw your sign." Jack helped her inside, offering her a seat near the space heater and pouring her a mug of coffee. Her name was Emily Harper. She was on her way from Denver to Seattle for a corporate retreat, but had taken a detour after missing a turn. She looked out of place in the garage, with her designer boots now crusted in snow and her sleek black coat soaked through. Still, she smiled gratefully. "You're a lifesaver," she said. "I thought I was going to freeze out there." Jack gave her a half smile and went out to check the car. The alternator was shot, and the battery was on its last breath. He rolled up his sleeves and got to work, losing himself in the familiar rhythm of tools and grease. Meanwhile, Emily warmed up and chatted with Duke, who took an immediate liking to her. They talked. Well, mostly she talked, and Jack listened. She spoke of long hours, high expectations, and a life that looked perfect on paper but felt hollow. By midnight, the car was running again. Jack wiped his hands and told her she was good to go. She reached for her purse, but he waved her off. "No charge," he said. She frowned. "You spent hours in the freezing cold. You have to let me pay. Just pay it forward. Help someone else. That's all I ask." Emily looked at him, something unreadable in her eyes, then nodded. "Thank you." "Really?" She left shortly after, her car humming down the snowy road, and Jack figured that was the end of it. But it wasn't. A week later, on Christmas morning, he found a letter taped to the garage door. The envelope was elegant, the handwriting precise. Inside was a card with a snow-covered cabin on the front and a message written in blue ink. "Dear Jack, you didn't know this, but I was running away that night. Not just from work or a detour gone wrong. I was running from my life. I had reached a point where I no longer believed in people, in kindness, in humanity. Then you, a stranger with nothing to gain, gave me warmth, shelter, and hope. You reminded me that there is good in the world, that maybe I didn't have to give up. I want to give you something in return. Enclosed is a check. I hope it helps you the way you helped me. Merry Christmas, Emily Harper." Jack unfolded the check. $250,000. He sat in stunned silence for a long while, the card in one hand, the check in the other. He didn't know what to say. Eventually, he looked down at Duke and whispered, "Guess we're not just fixing cars anymore, huh buddy?" With the money, Jack didn't splurge. He fixed up the garage, added better heating, and finally bought that lift he'd always needed. But more importantly, he started a free service for single mothers, veterans, and anyone down on their luck. Word spread, and soon people from neighboring towns started coming in, not just for repairs, but for the warmth that only Jack's garage could offer. He never saw Emily again, but her card remained framed above his desk, a daily reminder that one act of kindness can change everything. And in that small garage in Jasper, Wyoming, hope thrived, engine by engine, one repair at a time.